What up?
What's going on?
Going
Happy Tuesday, June 16th. Yeah, we're doing a two-man to start here. Brooks is running just a little bit late, but we'll get him on here shortly. What's going on? Happy Tuesday. How was your weekend?
It was good. Good weekend. Busy. Between the World Cup on Friday and then the Knicks Spurs on Saturday.
Yeah.
People were in good spirits all around.
Yeah. Friday was my only day off last week, and I had a golf tournament. Shout out to Scott Vogt and my buddy Nick, his son, who's a higher up. He's on the board of directors for Believe in Tomorrow. Scott is my buddy Nick's dad. And so we played in this Believe in Tomorrow golf tournament down here at Ocean City Golf Club for probably like 6 years in a row now. It's always a lot of fun. It's the biggest golf scramble you'd ever seen. It's two people on every hole, and it's two different courses, or two different groups on each hole is what I mean. So it's a lot of golfers. And it takes a long time, but it was a lot of fun. And then later that week, came home, took naps. It was like 900 degrees that day, so everyone needed a little siesta. And then we went back out and watched the soccer game at Sky Bar, which was absolutely slammed. But it's a big World Cup watching place. It always has been. So
awesome.
That was fun. And then Knicks game I watched at work for the most part. And yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all the shout outs I needed to give. But it was air show weekend, so the traffic down here was a little bit of a nightmare. Yeah. So yeah, big weekend at Ocean City.
I remember Dell put on a Believe in Tomorrow golf outing one time, but he did it at a putt course.
Oh, nice.
And there were like kegs.
I feel like I remember that. Was that like a couple years ago?
Yeah, it was like maybe 3 years ago. It's right after COVID ended.
I remember I had to work at Turtle that night, and I was gonna go, and then I was like, this is gonna be a bad idea because I'm gonna end up drinking at this thing, and then I'm gonna have to go to work half drunk, and that's gonna be bad.
Yeah, I forget which putt course they did it at, but whatever course they did it at, it's like
28th Street.
You could tell me it was at 100th Street. I'd agree with you, but it I know whatever one it had, whatever putt course it is, because there's so many down there on Coastal, but it had a seafood joint like right next door to it, and they catered it right like a little hall, and they got
probably it was probably at Blue, which is where I work.
Okay.
There's a golf course with 36 holes, a mini golf course right next to it that the same people own. So I would imagine probably where it was.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun.
A mini golf outing.
I love it.
There were like kegs and like there was like a shotgun hole, like
people dressing up to the nines, wearing a glove, bringing your own putter.
Without a doubt, I guarantee. I didn't go to it. I couldn't go to it, but it sounds like a blast.
Yeah. All right. Before Brooks gets on, we're going to talk about the NBA Finals because Brooks doesn't care about basketball. He doesn't watch it at all. And both of us seem to be pretty locked in on these this NBA playoffs and specifically the finals here. Congratulations to the New York Knicks, to Jalen Brunson, who I think had 45 points and the rest of the team had 49 in the championship game, which is outrageous. We basically watched the same basketball game 5 times in a row. And the Knicks, by the way, they won 4 of the 5 games. Their total margins of victory was 12 points total. So they won each game by an average of 3 points. All of these games were incredibly close. The Spurs got off to the lead, it seemed like, in every game, and the Knicks had to fight their way back. Part of the reason is because this Knicks team is incredibly good down the stretch. Part of the reason is this Spurs team is incredibly young, and it seems like they're, for lack of a better term, they kind of shoot their load in the first half, and then in the second half they kind of run out of gas, especially with Victor Wembanyama, who, it doesn't seem like at this point in his career is able to play like 40 minutes in a really intense playoff game. maybe he will be able to get that moving forward in his career. But I think around like after he plays 28 to 30 minutes, it seems like he's kind of running out of gas and running on fumes a little bit. But I mean, the story really here is not to shit on the Spurs, who really made it a lot further than probably we expected, and probably should have lost to OKC if they hadn't had two of their top players get hurt. Um, the story is the Knicks and this unbelievable like team building that they were able to do, and the unbelievable leadership of Jalen Brunson and the camaraderie of OG Anunoby and Cat and Bridges and Hart, and how unselfish they played. What was your takeaway? Your biggest takeaway from the other night in the Knicks clinch?
Well, a couple things before my biggest takeaway is the Spurs led for 73% of the game time in the 5 games.
Brutal.
Yeah, and at no point in any game were the Spurs not up by at least 12 points. So that just tells you basically kind of hammers home your point there. It also, but my biggest takeaway was the Spurs look tired. They played a 7 game series against probably the best team in the NBA. They come in, they are young. You got to see growing pains live and in person. If you were at Madison Square Garden, you saw growing pains live and in person of a young team that it was got there a year ahead.
Yeah,
And I mean, look, they're gonna. I don't want to hear this. They'll be back next year. You know how freaking difficult it is to get to the NBA Finals or get to the Stanley Cup Final or get to
yeah,
any kind of championship. Trades happen, injuries happen. So I don't want to hear this crap. Like it's not their time yet. It was their time. I mean, it should have been their time. I honestly think the Spurs were a better team with better talent. I mean, with Castle
yeah.
and I always want to say
Vassell.
Cassell, but it's Vassell.
Yeah,
I thought the Spurs had more talent. The unity of the 3 players that went to Villanova, I think, made the difference between the Warden, Mikhail Bridges, which, by the way, love the nickname the Warden because he locks people up. I love that. I love that nickname. Josh Hart, he's like the glue guy, and then you got Brunson doing Brunson things.
yeah,
Um, the camaraderie between the 3 of those guys and what they built at Villanova through Jay Wright and bring it to the NBA, that was probably most likely the difference.
yeah. And I mean, if you look at the numbers, I think they lost 3 total games in this playoff run. 2 of them were in the first round. I think it was 2 of the first 3 games they played to Atlanta, and they
Mhm.
were both 1 point losses. And then
Yeah.
they lose to the Spurs in what was it, game 3,
Yeah.
in this series.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, I mean, I mean, it's just wild that they were able to go on this run 16-3 in the playoffs after I think they only won like 54 games in the regular season, which
Yeah.
if you look at the history of NBA champions, that's pretty low. Most NBA champions are hovering around 60 plus wins.
Mhm.
So they figured out something at the right time in the
They did.
playoffs, clearly. And once again, they made a big swing firing Tom Thibodeau last year after that
Yeah.
exit. And I think a lot of people were criticizing them, and a lot of people still, I mean, to up to this playoffs were probably criticizing
Mhm.
them, and clearly it worked out. Mike Brown was able to unlock something in this team, um,
When you start
and
getting contributions from like a Jose Alvarado and a
and Landry Shamet, yeah,
Landry Shamet, and I
yeah.
remember Landry Shamet was a hell of a player at Wichita State.
He's played for like 12 teams.
I
I mean,
know.
and anybody could have had him. And
Mhm.
he came in and for
He
basically the entire Eastern Conference Finals, he couldn't miss.
he signed a 10-day contract with the Knicks.
Yeah.
Like that's and then he obviously worked his way up to a full year contract. But
Yeah.
I mean, when you
Um,
start getting when we
are you guys talking about the game with the orange ball? Yeah.
this guy, this 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 guy.
Yeah. Brooks, they don't use Spalding anymore. They use Wilson basketballs now. What do you think about that?
But no, it was great to watch the finals. It was very entertaining. I mean, watching a generational talent like Wemby,
Yeah.
and what they were doing to Wemby. I mean, they were beating the living shit out of him.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he needs to get tougher. I think he needs to play
Mm.
inside a lot more than he does. He doesn't need to be jacking up threes quite as often as he does. It's cool that he can shoot threes, but it can't be. I don't think it should be the main focus of his game. Um, And, also Fox was hurt a lot of the playoffs, came back, had a really rough series. I think they're probably going to be looking to maybe move him in the offseason. They have Harper and Castle getting, one more year of experience under their belt. Harper was
Yeah.
unbelievable. I think he's 20 years old.
He was the best player. He was Spurs' best player.
He was their best player in this series, other than Wembanyama, and you can make an argument really between the two. And he's a 20-year-old guard, and especially from the guard position, you just don't see young guys like that good. I mean, like Kobe in 2000 and Magic back in the day, but like that's not. It doesn't happen very often for guards this early. So he's got a very bright future ahead, and I think if they are able to move Fox, I think they're going to be able to give him the car keys even more and give him, just kind of let him unlock him a little bit more, and then maybe get Wemby some help with another big down low. Would probably be the move if I was, a Spurs GM, but whatever. Congratulations to the Knicks. We don't have to talk about basketball that much, but
Dylan Harper is not coming off the bench next year.
No.
Also, the one thing that, and this is going to be a negative comment, but it needs to be said. Stop comparing this team to like the greatest teams of all time. Like, can we not do that? You won the game championship.
Yeah.
Can you be fucking happy?
Yeah.
Just be happy. You won the title.
They did.
It doesn't even be the biggest thing in the world that you don't now want you.
Yeah.
The media doesn't think that they would beat the 2001 Lakers. Like, who gives a shit? They won the title.
They won the title, and by the way, they would get absolutely destroyed in a 4-game series by the 2001 Lakers, and they would get absolutely destroyed by the 2017 Warriors. Yeah. But the thing is that they were perfect for this playoffs. They had the Joe Flacco run, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, I like that.
You know what I mean? They had the perfect run. They just had a great run to the playoffs, through the playoffs, and I mean, New York fans are celebrating. They're going to burn the city down. It's their first championship in 53 years. I'm sure by the time next season starts, we're going to hate this Knicks team because they're going to make these New York fans so insufferable to deal with.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
But congratulations, they're almost they're unhateable because the way they played basketball was so awesome and so much fun to watch.
And then you have so many people that are calling into shows and stuff like that, and they're like, Jalen Brunson's the best Knick of all time. Let's pump the brakes.
Yeah,
let's pump some brakes here, okay? I mean, I think Walt Frazier is pretty damn good. Willis Reed's in the Hall of Fame, and Patrick Ewing's in the Hall of Fame. And I know Patrick Ewing didn't win championship, but he was really freaking good. All right, Jalen Brunson is great, but let's just put it in park.
He's on his way. If he continues this, if they make a couple more runs, he'll probably leapfrog Walt Frazier. But at this point, it's a little early to be saying that kind of stuff, guys.
Walt Frazier going 35-17 in a game 7. It's pretty good.
Yeah. All right, that's enough basketball. We've talked not a lot of hoops on this podcast, but I like watching the hoops. And Brian likes to watch during the playoff time specifically. Yeah. Brooks
I don't watch playoffs, really.
Talk about it much, but there we go. That's our little NBA chatter. Also, looks like Giannis Antetokounmpo is going to be on the move in the next week or two.
Yeah, saying it's going to be around draft time.
A lot of people are saying Miami. I don't think Miami really has a trade package for him that would be all that interesting. I would think Houston or Boston, and I would lean towards Boston there. And if they actually want to split up Tatum and Brown, that's probably the spot for him to go. Anyway, all right. Let's get into some other stuff. Brandon Sorsby plans on applying for the NFL supplemental draft. This is likely going to put an end to this whole saga that we've been talking about for a couple weeks on this podcast and months and on ESPN. Thank goodness, honestly. This is it was a complete disaster, and it was a complete black cloud hanging over the college football season, which doesn't even start for 2 more months. If you guys aren't familiar, if you've listened to this podcast, you have to be. He placed over 9,000 bets totaling $90,000. He bet on his own team at Indiana, at least 40 wagers involving Indiana football when he was a freshman on the team. That's not good. The Texas Tech was able to get some sort of injunction where he was going to be able to play with a suspension, but then there was a whole bunch of backlash to that. And so now he's going to just forgo his last year of eligibility and go into the supplemental draft, which is what he probably should have done in the first place. Is he forfeiting a lot of money here, Brian? What's going on with that?
No, so the original reports were that he's going to forfeit $5 million. It's now coming out that he most likely will not have to do that. So whoever the hell's paying him the $5 million, I don't know if it's Texas Tech or if it's a booster or their collective or whatever the hell it is. It seems like he's going to be able to keep, if not all of the, at least part of that, if not all of that, which is crazy. It's really nice to get a $5 million bill for being an ass.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Hey man, he's got a lot of units to spend now.
Yeah, no shit, no shit. But he's so he's most likely going to keep some of that money. So he's going to go to the supplemental draft. Supplemental draft's pretty convoluted to explain, so I'm not going to get into it. But
Yeah, it's strange.
It's strange. But they're saying a second or third round pick is going to be able to get this guy. Watch the Arizona Cardinals or the New York Jets pop in here and just throw away like a third round pick if they have it. And you got to see if they even have third round picks, because I know there's so many trades that happen with picks throughout the duration.
What about the Steelers pairing him with Aaron Rodgers and just getting two, social media icons on here on the same team?
But what I will say about what was going on, look, the adults in the room fucked this up even more than what Brandon Sorsby already did to screw up the world in the world of college football. The Big 12 was suing Texas Tech, so the Big 12 was suing its own, which is wild. Normally, the teams stick together. Yeah. Texas Tech then sued the Big 12. The NCAA was suing somebody and injunctions and all this stuff. I mean, wait for all the adults to fuck this up. And the integrity of the president and the AD and the head coach of Texas Tech, I mean, just went out the window, because these guys the kid doesn't need to play football in order to be to have good mental health. All right, he can be on the team. He doesn't have to wear pads. He can be around his coaches. And apparently he has extreme anxiety now from this. Stop gambling. Just stop gambling. That's it.
Yeah. Easier said than done. I know it's an incredibly difficult thing to get out of once you're into it. But yeah, it's if it's ruining your whole life, if it's causing your college, your team, the conference you play in, and all of these lawsuits and all of these stories on ESPN, then probably the best thing for him to do was what he did here, and just say, hey, fuck it, I'm going to the NFL. We'll see where he ends up. Did we think he was going to be like a first round pick if he would have stayed and then he would have gone into the NFL draft next year? No, probably not. Especially next year, which a lot of people are saying is a great quarterback talent class. We don't know that, because a couple of years ago they were saying the same thing. And once again, Spencer Rattler was the prize of that draft class, and Spencer Rattler ended up going, I think, in the 5th round to New Orleans. So yeah,
they were saying something like if he would have come out this year, he would have been in the first round, because it was a quarterback depleted draft.
Yeah, this year. Yeah. But yeah, it doesn't look like it does. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, maybe he'll be able to make a career out of this, but it's going to be a lot different than most people make their way into the NFL. The last person I remember in the supplemental draft that actually was like a really impact player is Terrell Pryor. And not that he wasn't an impact player on a good team, but he had some fun moments on the Raiders as a quarterback receiver hybrid.
Josh Gordon was another supplemental pick.
Was he?
Yeah, because he got into he had a litany of issues.
Most of it was just he couldn't stop smoking pot.
Yeah, that's really what it came down to. But
and nowadays he'd be fine. He led the league in receiving yards and then got suspended the entire next season because he smoked pot. And nowadays, like, he would be fine. Like, they don't test for it anymore.
Yeah. So when he was at Baylor, I know he went in the supplemental draft. If I remember correctly, he went into 2 supplemental drafts. He went into the XFL supplemental draft, which I didn't even know existed, and was drafted by some like Seattle Rattlesnake team or something, whatever it was called.
He ended up being a Rule 5 guy. Yeah. Why we got 2 pumpkins in here now?
2 pumpkins. And Brooks, Joe Radke texted me and said, please be pumpkin or pumpkin jai. I don't even know what the hell this is. So can you enlighten us, please?
Nope.
Okay.
Not giving it any more light.
Brooks likes to argue with the 5 to 10% of Orioles fans that actually care on Twitter that don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Popping early, I like it.
What is that, a nooner?
Mm.
Ooh.
I haven't had a high noon in a minute.
Oh no!
What is that? I thought that said giddy up.
It says giggly, and I have an idea of what that is. All right, all right. We've covered the Sorsby stuff. We've covered the Knicks. It's time to start talking some Orioles baseball, especially now that my brother is here and he's got a lot of things that he wants to get off his chest.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, just a few things.
Well, you guys, I'm going to get a beer and I'm going to fill my water.
All right. The Orioles did lose 4 in a row and then won 3 in a row and now have lost 2 in a row. Really inconsistent stuff out of the Orioles. We were able to put up 7 runs, 3 games in a row, and then kind of the offense kind of let us down the last 2 games against the Padres. We have a big West Coast swing coming up now. We have Seattle and then the Dodgers and then the Angels before we come home. We got a day off yesterday. We get a day off after the road trip. So I think it's 9 games in total, three-game sets on the West Coast. We did just play the Seattle team, so we're familiar with them. So, we got that to look forward to. What's the overwhelming, the theme of the weekend or any kind of takeaways from the last, week of Oriole baseball since we've talked? Do you guys have anything specifically you want to talk about, Brooks?
What do you want to talk about?
I don't care. We can talk about anything. We can talk about Gunnar Henderson not being as good as we need him to. We can talk about, Brandon Young still putting together a bunch of good starts. We can talk about Trevor Rogers. If you want to talk about him, he took a pretty decent start into the 6th inning last weekend. Plenty of stuff. What do we want?
We can start with Gunnar because that's where this whole tangent got off on. That I got off on this weekend about just because. I mean, Gunnar was the 3rd or 4th best shortstop in the league until he made 2 errors in the game the other day. And the 2 errors didn't cost them the game. They still were going to lose the fucking game. It was going to make it even harder, of course, because they're playing Mason Miller. But, I mean, overall, we can't sit here and say that Gunnar's been terrible playing shortstop and that he should be moved to 3rd. And Blaze should be playing shortstop and whatever else everybody wants to say, just because I don't know. It's not Gunner's the best version of Gunner's going to be at shortstop, in my opinion. There's nobody who's going to play shortstop better than him. That's on our team. So keep him there.
My problem with him is the stuff at the plate.
This is
the biggest issue by a mile. If you're talking about his stuff defensively, on Twitter or whatever, whoever's doing that, if you're going to criticize the guy who's hitting 227 and he's hitting 2nd or 3rd in the lineup every day. It's just ridiculous. This is supposed to be one of the premier talents in the league. He needs to hit better.
Can you guys give me an overview of what happened over the weekend? Because I'm not going to lie to you, because of the Knicks, because of the World Cup, I did not watch a lot of baseball.
Yeah, we lost. We were losing pretty handily to the Padres the last 2 games of the weekend, basically the whole game. So they were kind of snooze fest as far as the Orioles fans are concerned. We just didn't. The offense didn't really put up a lot of runs. We gave up 9 the first game, 5 the second game, but we just couldn't. We couldn't really move guys around the bases.
And Gunnar got plunked. And I saw the suspension of the pitcher. Well, why did the manager get suspended?
So not only did he get plunked, he got thrown at 3 times before he got plunked by the other pitcher. So Gibson started and was really wild. He threw some chin music at Machado, and then I think maybe in the same inning or maybe the next inning hit Bogarts in the head. And so next inning or 2 innings later, whoever was starting for the Padres threw a couple at Gunnar's hip that didn't hit him. And then his next at bat where he came up, the first pitch hit him in the hip, and then he got tossed. The pitcher got tossed. The manager for the Padres was so mad because there was never a warning given out to either side before the ejection, which I agree with too. I would make the same argument if I were Craig Stammen. Is it Craig Stammen? Yeah.
Yep.
If I were him, I would do the same thing. But I mean, it was basically like the third or fourth time that they had thrown at Gunnar in 2 at bats. So
It was
it's
the third time, and I mean Gunnar got out of the way of at least one, maybe both of the ones he tried to hit him that before.
Yeah. So I understand it from the Padres manager side, but also if you're throwing at the same guy 3 times, I can understand it from the umpire side saying, hey, fuck it, we're just going to throw him out. And then Stammen ends up getting tossed, which he has to at that point. There's no other option for him. So that was just a little bit of, old school kind of baseball. Look, you hit our guy in the head, we're going to hit your best player. It's,
Did Gibson throwing at Manny, or was he just loose?
No, he was just wild.
He was all over the fucking place.
Yeah, he didn't have it. He threw at Manny, knocked him down, and then hit Bogarts in the head, and it was clearly not doing it on purpose.
Ugh.
Yeah,
square in the head. So I mean, they had reason to be pissed off. I don't blame them for being pissed off.
Sure.
I think they know, and we know that he's not throwing at them on purpose. But
don't go ahead. You don't go ahead on.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, unless you're just a fucking loose cannon.
Yeah,
you're not going after somebody's head, obviously, but I do understand why they're pissed off because that's 2 of their best players / leaders, and you should be. I would be pissed off.
Were these back-to-back at bats? Because I know they hit pretty close to the lineup together.
No, it was different innings, but I mean, yeah, I mean so Orioles fans are all up in arms because basically, and I understand like. It sucks they didn't get Gunnar in that next at bat and threw at him twice, but I mean, Gunnar was getting out of the way. He kind of knew he should have known it was coming based on his comments after the game. He sounded like he did know it was coming. And then they got him on the hip or the ass cheek the next at bat in the 9th with 2 outs. I don't mind it. Gunnar said he doesn't mind it. He's probably a little bit pissed off. And I mean, everyone got after Albernaz because he didn't stick up for his players because his comment after the game was that San Diego handled it the right way and it should just all be done. And I agree with that. I think I 100% agree with that, but now it seems like he's lost like a lot of the fan base now because he's not sticking up for his players, and this comes after all the Basayo stuff, which is all bullshit
Weird.
as well. From what I'm finding out about it. It's him just taking the fall and definitely making me look at Basayo in a different light. But we'll get into that at another point here.
I don't know. I have no idea what you're talking about. So I mean,
we'll get into it in a different point. But I think it was all handled correctly. I watched Foul Territory with AJ Pierzynski and Eric Kratz, and even they said like. I think it was handled like they didn't love the fact that it took him twice the next at bat, and then he went after him another time in the last at bat and got him with 2 outs, and then they didn't love that, just the fact that it took so long. They said that it was handled correctly. Albernaz made the right comments after the game in squashing it, because I mean, if you sit there and flare it up again. You have the potential for things to pop off again in the next game, and people get suspended, people get hurt. Why not just end it? We were in the wrong. Obviously, it wasn't on purpose, but you saw it happening. I don't blame the Padres at all. And they plunked him in the ass cheek or in the hip. It's not going to hurt him. It's going to hurt for a couple minutes, and that's it. Like, it wasn't.
I love this.
I mean, it's old school baseball. It should be done.
I dig it.
Why do we need anything to fester after this? It should just be that's a loss.
It's over. Yeah.
A little bit pissed off. It took you 3 pitches, but it got him. You know what I mean? But whatever. Move on. It's over.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so contradictory. Like with some of the Orioles fans being pissed off about this because when they were all pissed off about Heston getting plunked in the head by the Yankees and going off the rails about that, it's just it makes zero sense. Like, why they just want? Do you just want? Okay, they'll hit us, and then we'll hit them, and then they'll hit us. And it's just never going to end.
It's also different with the Yankees because we see them so often. With the Padres, we're seeing them. We're probably not seeing them again this year. If we do, it's maybe for a 3-game set in a while. So it's not like there's going to be any. I wouldn't think there would be any bad blood spilling over if we go to San Diego at some point. But I don't know. I mean, that's just.
And then they're saying
you said,
Albert
it's
has
old
a
school
soft
baseball.
for his comments, and he shouldn't have, it wasn't handled the right way. He shouldn't have said that, and blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, okay, shut
You
the
don't know what's going on inside the locker room, and if you pretend to, then shut the fuck up. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
you're stupid.
And building on top of that with stuff going on inside the locker room. So let's get into the Basayo stuff. Since Brian doesn't know, like,
No idea.
everybody was pissed off because Basayo got benched 3 games out of 4, or 3 games against the during a 4-game losing streak against the Mariners, when he basically came out and said, like, called him out, saying like he needs to learn to play through injuries and all this different stuff. And then
who called him out? Albanese?
Albanese, yeah.
Okay.
And then apparently in another interview, like during that benching period, like after a game, he gets put in to like pinch hit, and they're like, why is he able to pinch hit? Is he hurt? Why is he able to pinch hit? And why can't he just DH or something like that? So there's just and then Basayo comes out and says, well, I'm good to go. I'm ready to play. So they're like, oh, is there weird shit going on in the locker room? Maybe, guys. We don't know what the fuck's going on in the locker room, and nor should they be telling us what's going on in the locker room. But this whole situation reeks of Albanese, I mean, kind of shielding Basayo, even though all of social media thinks that he's going after the 21-year-old and spotlighting him. But apparently the way that Basayo has handled some things this year has really pissed off some other people in the locker room, and they wanted his ass fucking sent down.
He's 21 years old.
21 years old. He's trying to figure it out.
Yeah. Look, it's going to be growing pains with any young star, especially one that's making probably more money than a lot of the guys in the locker room, which is also weird. But yeah, but he's playing well. His odds have jumped for Rookie of the Year. By the way, he's climbing up the leaderboard. And he's been playing decent. He can't play defense, I don't think, at catcher, but
how bad was that tag, Dusty?
Yeah, not good stuff there. I've seen better.
I mean, you learn at an elementary level to not tag at the person or at the chest and just go down into the bag.
Yeah.
What are we doing? And I mean, that throw by Blaze was fucking a missile.
Yeah, he's got a hose. But yeah, it's the whole Orioles locker room situation. I just, like, once again, it's you don't know what's going on in the locker room. People who pretend to know are stupid. I mean, especially like if you're
unless you have
like, Abernathes, unless you're in the locker room, unless you have somebody in there telling you what's going on, which you don't. 90% of the trolls on Twitter don't, and even though they still hide behind their keyboards and say they do. It's whatever. I don't know. I just really, it's a distraction on the fact that we're playing, just kind of subpar baseball, and we just need to play a little bit better. We certainly need to play better on the road. We're 3 games above 500 at home. We're 8 games below 500 on the road. We need to stop giving up so many goddamn runs. I think we're in the bottom 5 in the American League in runs given up. And our run differential is still, way below there. But once again, I mean, if you look at the wild card race, I mean, we're 2.5 games out, 2.5 games behind Cleveland, or sorry, the Athletics,
the
Sacramento Athletics,
and with Joe, I mean, Helsley's coming back this trip.
Yeah, he looked good. He had a rehab inning on, I think it was the 11th, so 4 or 5 days ago. And threw a scoreless inning. I don't know if he's pitched since then, but I would imagine, he's going to be on this West Coast swing. He's going to be back at some point. Who goes down? I don't know.
I mean, it's all signs point to Suarez again. I mean, just DFA'd. I don't. Right, wrong, or indifferent. It just seems like that's going to be, because nobody's going to pay whatever his arbitration number was that he got. The reason why they keep doing it is that it's too high for anybody to make sense to pick him up in waivers. So, and he's too old for all that. So I think they feel pretty safe in letting him go and doing I'll take my walking papers and then re-signing the contract. And it's just the way it goes. And this isn't a bad opinion either. Gibson, I could definitely see Gibson going down. But he has to stay down for 14, 15 days, I believe, before they bring him back up. So you'd have to think Kramer was back making rehab starts probably to feel like he's gonna do that. I don't know. I really don't.
What's going on with Povich? Is he coming back anytime soon?
I don't know. To be honest with you, I haven't heard anything about him.
I feel like he fell off the planet. I haven't seen or heard anything about him in forever.
Yeah. So, and I just want to close out the Messiah stuff. That I think one of the reasons why the locker room stuff got weird with all that, and we were talking about him trying to find his way as a 21-year-old as a professional, is that just to give a little insight, is like he's come. Some of the stuff I've heard, he comes in and says like he's not feeling good that day and can't play, but then he's also not in the training room getting treatment. So it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Just needs to learn how to be a professional. And I think it's rubbing people the wrong way a little bit. So let's hopefully that like the example's been made, the pseudo benching's been done. Let's move on from it. I think Albernaz took the brunt of the blow there for him, which I think is good. That's his job. He's the manager. So let's move forward and fucking get this thing rolling. Do you have allergies, Brian?
Yeah, my face is like on fire right now.
I have an ear infection right now too. It's not fun. It's not a fun day for the podcasters here.
Yeah, I mean, my eyes are itchy. I got the sniffles. Great day.
It's pretty rough.
You guys look rough.
Yeah.
Injury updates. Beavers is expected to take live BP as early as today. Helsley, we just talked about. Mountcastle's doing some running, so potentially see him in a month or two. Who knows? Kramer threw a live BP session last week. Could be starting his rehab assignment anytime. Cade Povich will resume throwing bullpen sessions, and this was as of last week. So I don't know if he threw a bullpen session last week, but if he didn't, he'll probably be doing that this week. Bassett, it looks like, is traveling with the Orioles on this West Coast swing, and he could be back at some point as well. So that's a couple of options there. If we send Gibson back down, maybe Bassett can just make the next start. I don't really know how many days he has left on that IL stint, because I think they did it retroactively to his last start when they put him on the DL, but I'm not 100% sure how that worked. So yeah. We got the West Coast swing here. We got the Mariners. It's Logan Gilbert versus Brandon Young tonight. Brandon Young's been the most consistent pitcher for us all year, and we know Logan Gilbert is a stud, although he's not having his best stuff this year.
Time to get less sleep than usual.
Yeah. 9:40 p.m. start tonight and tomorrow is going to be brutal.
I mean, realistically, I might watch an inning and then watch the rest in the morning, but
this is going to be.
There's no way I can keep myself awake.
We're going to be watching those 15-minute Oriole highlights on YouTube a lot this week.
No, I mean, I have I guess you guys don't have to deal with it, but I have like the MLB package or whatever, so I can watch the Orioles every game.
Mm-hmm.
So I can actually rewatch the game in the morning, which is kind of nice for me. But
and you could just skim through some of the stuff, which is cool. Around the league, Pete Crow Armstrong hit for the cycle last night. I saw that he was 3 for 3. Yeah, I saw he was 3 for 3 with a homer, triple, and a double. I think he took a couple of bats to get that single out of the way, but good for PCA. Dustin May tossed a one-hitter last night.
Well, he did something even more. The cycle is a little more rare than regular cycles. He did the reverse cycle.
Oh, he did the not the true cycle, whatever they call it, the pure cycle.
He went the opposite. That's only had
triple and then double and then single.
Yeah, that's only happened 5 times in Major League history.
That's awesome. Good for him. The natural cycle is what it's called. If you get the single and then the double, Dustin May threw a one-hitter last night, had a perfect game going into the 7th inning. I think Manny Machado broke that up.
I am the king of jinxing these things. I swear. I turned it on, and then the next one.
Yeah, as soon as you turn it on. This is it's just only another reason I wanted to bring it up. It's interesting because he had a He had a no-hitter going into the 8th inning actually earlier this season, just about a month ago. So he was a guy that when we traded Machado to the Dodgers, this was going to be the guy that we thought we were going to get back. We ended up getting a bag of peanuts instead. But it's a guy that kind of struggled with the Dodgers, but always has had really good stuff and seems to be finding his footing in St. Louis. Maybe could be a potential like a free agent guy in the offseason that people are going to be interested in. So good for Dustin May.
Mhm.
Also, his name's Dustin, so he's got a leg up on everyone there already. Yeah. Spencer Strider shut down again for at least 4 weeks. Yeah, just unfortunate. He was so good when he came up a couple years ago and just been dealing with injuries since. But the Braves don't need him because they're fucking incredible.
They're killing it.
Yeah. I think Acuna's hurt too, but it just doesn't matter because they're just killing everyone anyway. 46-25, 21 games over 500 already. Shoot. That's got to be fun.
That's got to be fun. Just moving on.
Yankees and Rays still the only 40-win teams in the American League. We have the Braves, Brewers, and Dodgers in the National League. Those are all the 40-win teams in the league, the best teams in the league. And the worst team in the league is the Colorado Rockies, but they're like a million times better than they were last year. So good for them. Small miracles. They got Sugano dealing out there. Or I don't know if he still is. He was.
Yeah, I wonder what he's doing now.
He's an all-star.
He's not going to be an all-star. Their all-star is Hunter Goodman, who's their catcher. He's come back down to earth. He's got a 4.79 ERA, albeit he's 7-4. So, and he's eating innings. So, yeah, 4.79 in Colorado. That's like a 3.9 somewhere else, right?
Sure.
Good for Steve Sugano. Any other stuff around the league? Not really much.
No, I haven't paid a lot of attention.
Yeah, we've got a lot of speculation. Oh, we didn't talk about Mizorowski. We haven't talked about him since the last. He got me 90 fantasy points the other night, and if you guys don't know, that's like getting 90. That's like getting 70 fantasy points out of Alvin Kamara. He had a complete game, one hitter, with no walks, so it was just a straight up. Basically, he gave up the one hit, I think, in the second inning, threw a perfect game for the rest of the game. Struck out 15 of the 27 outs, and hit 103 on the last pitch of the game.
Good Lord.
Good? Yeah.
Wow.
This guy is just unbelievable.
So he's your NL starter right now for the All-Star game?
100%. Yeah, he's been the best pitcher in the league so far this year, and he's striking out, like 40% of the batters he faced. He's striking out at a reliever rate as a starter. It's pretty crazy. I mean, Skeens is still awesome, and Christopher Sanchez is still awesome, but he's been the best pitcher in the National League, potentially in baseball, so far this year.
We should get some inside info on that on the Padres Orioles stuff because Drew Storen is good friends with Craig Stammen.
Oh, there you go.
Maybe they stop by over there.
Yeah, stop by.
Ryan Ripken's good friends with Gavin Sheets.
Yeah,
probably. That's all I have baseball-wise, unless you guys have any other baseball stuff you want to.
I've been watching so many other things in baseball because of the basketball, because of the hockey, because of the World Cup.
Well, also the College World Series. I watched a lot of the Oklahoma-Georgia game last night.
And the CWS. I've been watching that. So I kind of put the Orioles to the side because the dog days of summer are coming up where we don't have a lot of shit to watch. So that's when I start really focusing on baseball.
Yeah. There's been a lot of good stuff going on. Did you guys see Serena? Serena was playing the doubles in Wimbledon, and her partner got hurt. So now Venus is coming out of retirement to play doubles with her.
No. Well, they're playing like in Berlin, like the Berlin Open.
I mean, they're gonna win, right?
I
don't know. It's probably been like years since they played doubles together. I just remember when I was growing up, they literally were just dominating every tournament. They were facing each other in every final. We're not.
My resident women's tennis guy is Sarge, which is so random. He loves women's tennis. Probably because he likes looking at the women. Is my assumption.
Yeah, of course,
but he knows women's tennis so well.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on.
Hockey.
Hockey. Carolina and Jordan Stahl win the Stanley Cup. Jordan Stahl, 37 years old, becomes the oldest player to ever win Finals MVP. I can't remember what it's called, the Stanley Cup Final MVP.
The Conn Smythe.
Conn Smythe. Good for Carolina. They were really great all year. Vegas kind of made a crazy push at the end, sweeping Colorado, who was the best team in the West all year. And then Carolina just came out and they just, I don't know, man. I just think they were better. They just played better. I mean, all the games were really, really, really close though. It was kind of like the NBA final. Did you get to watch the clincher?
Yeah, I watched the whole thing. It was really awesome to watch.
Yeah,
and I'm not trying to be a contrarian here, but the defender for the Vegas Knights, I'm gonna Mike Maher, or I can't. It was a double M name. He had like 17 goals throughout the duration of the playoffs, and had a great Stanley Cup final as well. So I think he had like 19 goals during the season, and he had like 17 in the playoffs. Like he played outside of his skull. I thought he on the losing team should have won the Conn Smythe.
You thought he should have won the Conn Smythe on the losing team?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's how crazy good he played.
That doesn't happen in sports anymore, though.
Yeah, I mean, the last person I think to do it was Jerry West.
I was going to say Jerry West won, but he was averaging like 45 in the series.
Yeah,
I mean, what are you supposed to do? He's clearly the best player. But yeah, I think there was. I think there was a Super Bowl MVP one time in a loss, but I can't. Maybe there wasn't.
I don't know.
Yeah. George Pickens has reported to camp for the Cowboys, which I didn't really expect, honestly. I thought, I don't know if I guess they got the situation cleared up. I guess he's going to be playing on the franchise tag. I thought he was going to be sitting out.
Or is he just going to be sitting there at camp?
Maybe. Who knows?
Is he participating at camp?
As far as he reported. So
they do what are they calling that? They do the hold ins now. Yeah, the hold in, not the hold out.
Is he going to Fat Camp?
By the way, closet good movie, Heavyweights.
Not closet.
I think that's a very well known, very good movie.
Come on, you devil log. Yeah.
Get on the scale. Get off the scale.
Lunch is canceled due to lack of hustle.
Tony Perkins. Tony Perkins. What a name. Ben Stiller crushes in that movie.
There's a online theory that White Goodman is just Tony Perkins who like changed his identity and took over the gym in dodgeball. I think that's I choose to believe that in my head.
I would like to believe that as well.
I think maybe he does another movie and just goes behind the scenes of how that transformation happened. I need more of both of those movies in my life.
He also used to be an orderly guy at an old lady retirement home.
Get a warm glass and shut the hell up.
We've got some. All right. Yeah. Unfortunately, we had
Mr. Lady. I think I just killed it.
Unfortunately, we do have to talk about the untimely passing of Alden Smith, who was one of the league's best pass rushers. Had a lot of off the field issues when he played, but I think he had a year where he had almost 20 sacks.
19 and a half. Yeah.
Really, really, really good player for the 49ers. I believe the Cowboys as well. Passed away at the age of 36 on Saturday, hours after apparently he had delivered pizzas to a homeless charity. It looks like the family of Alden Smith has hired lawyers. There's going to send his brain to medical experts to see whether he had CTE and if that had any role in his untimely death. It's just really, really sad to see. We've seen a couple of guys now. Marshawn Nealand, Rondell Moore took his own life earlier this year. It's unfortunate that we're seeing a lot of these young NFL stars, and it's not just the NFL, but it's really, really, really sad. So
I mean, hiring lawyers it's going to be tough to get anything when he is a well-known and admitted alcoholic.
Yeah. I mean, look, there's a lot of moving parts, but he definitely had a lot of off the field stuff, including mood swings and depression. And, but I don't think there was any like foul play involved in his death. At least that's not what come out. It's just unfortunate, the whole situation. So feeling for his family and his friends, and just talk to your friends. I think it's I don't think this is mental health related, but it could
Is it still Mental
there's
Health
always,
Awareness Month, or is that May?
there's always I think that's May,
Man.
I believe. But either way, it's really sad. So really unfortunate. I when I saw the message come up on my phone the other night, it's just like, damn, can't believe it keeps happening. It's just unfortunate. So
It is.
all right.
College
on a
World
lighter note,
Series.
yeah, talk
College World
about it.
Series, fun to watch.
Yeah, I watched like I said, I watched a lot of the Oklahoma Georgia game yesterday, which was really, really competitive early, and was a close game all the way to the end. I think Oklahoma ended up winning 4-3 over
There was
Georgia.
4-3 in the eighth, and then I fell asleep for a little while.
4-3, I think, was the final.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and then the other game yesterday was what was it? Texas and Alabama. Texas destroyed Alabama. They beat them 14-2. We've got
Alabama
more.
got boat raced by somebody else earlier in the tournament too, didn't they?
Yeah, we've got two more today. We've got West Virginia and Troy, and we've got Georgia and Texas, who were the winners yesterday and the day before. UNC is waiting TBD tomorrow to play, and then the winners of these two games, the West Virginia Troy game and the Texas Georgia game, will be playing each other, I believe, as well on Wednesday.
Yeah, and Alabama got boat raced by unranked Oklahoma, 9-0 in the first game they played.
Yeah. So we've got basically 7 more days of college baseball. I think if there's a game 3, then it would be on Monday night. So we'll know in the next week who is going to be crowned the champion. UNC probably has the best shot because they're not playing until tomorrow because they're they got the top seed. So yeah, college baseball has been heating up. It's a lot of fun, and if you're, how's the ESPN situation, Brian, in Baltimore? Is it fixed or no?
It's more it's not ESPN, it's ABC.
Oh, it's ABC. I guess
And
that doesn't matter anymore.
It's still not fixed because I don't have DirecTV, but like Pig and Rooster and stuff, and a bunch of establishments around here have DirecTV. And
it's so weird that can happen in Baltimore, not in Ocean City.
Yeah,
you would think.
I don't get it.
All right.
What was I gonna say?
But from what I've been told, it's still not fixed.
Really, really good news on the PGA Tour side. RBC Canadian Open was this past week. The winner of this tournament was Bud Cauley. If you don't know Bud Cauley's story, he was Justin Thomas's roommate at Alabama. In 2018, he got into a major car crash. He broke 6 ribs, collapsed lung, fractured leg, had a concussion, ended up having to take 3 years off of golf completely to heal. Considered leaving the game of golf, ended up coming back finally in 2024, I believe. Had a couple of top 10s last year, but didn't really have all that much success, and came out of nowhere this week and was able to win. This guy's been through a ton of shit. So really, really awesome that he's able to get his first win after 239 career starts on the PGA Tour at age 36. And now he is qualified for the U.S. Open this week at Shinnecock. So he gets to go to New York. So really, really awesome story for Bud Cauley. We saw the Gary Woodland comeback earlier this year, and it's we really love. This is the cool things about golf is that guys can just have a really good week, come out of nowhere, and make their mark on the game. And a guy that he had all the talent in the world. Like I said, he was teammates and roommates with Justin Thomas at Alabama. He was one of the top ranked junior golfers in the world, and then just kind of had this career derailing incident, and was able to fight his way back. So inspirational story for Bud Cauley, and hopefully he's able to parlay that into a really good week at Shinnecock here, which I think is going to beat the absolute dog shit out of every professional golfer.
Below par will win the golf tournament.
Below par will not win the golf tournament because nobody's going to be below par.
Well, see, I think there's going to be one person who's at par or like 1 under, and they will win.
I saw the the weather, it looks like there's no rain. It's supposed to be 80 degrees and sunny, and it's supposed to be 30-mile-an-hour winds
It's the wind.
Each day. And this is on a golf course that if there was no wind, it would still be incredibly difficult.
And it's a challenging golf course apparently just to walk around. Like it beats your body up because it undulates.
Scotty Scheffler is looking for the career Grand Slam. This is his first time going for it, and Sunday is his birthday. So if you believe in any kind of that kind of stuff, bet on Scotty Scheffler because he's 6-1 right now, and he hasn't been more than 4-1 in any golf tournament in the last 2 years. So it's the hardest course in the world, and he's probably the best golfer we've seen since Tiger Woods. So if you want to get some money down on Scotty, this is probably the time to do it. Brooks Koepka was looking really, really good in the Canadian Open until he withdrew on Sunday with a hand injury. Apparently, he had some numbness in his fingers that he thought was leading from a herniated disc that he had last year that he got fixed, but apparently it's just kind of a lingering injury. He's got some nerve damage in his neck that is leading to some numbness in his fingers. But he was really, really looking good this year, and he won he won the tournament at this course last time they played it. Yeah. There we go.
That looks like hell.
Yeah. That's not going to be fun. Windy land. And also, if you've seen the fescue just off the fairways, doesn't look like fun. Rory's coming in kind of weird form. He didn't play well at the Memorial, though he never does, and he doesn't really like that golf course, although he's not allowed to say that because Jack Nicklaus is Jack Nicklaus's tournament. So he just kind of quietly talks shit about it. So I don't know if I'd bet Rory this week, although he's in terms of the US Open finishing, he's one of the more consistent guys. Xander Schauffele, in the last 9 U.S. Opens, his worst finish is T14. He's come in the top 10 in 7 of those 9, and he came in 12th and 14th, I believe, once. So he's definitely going to be a top 20 play. Fleetwood came in second last time they played here, and he also has played really well the last 2 weeks. So good form coming in, has played well at this course before. That's what we look for. Fleetwood, a guy who's going to get over the hump at some point. He's got to. And then Matt Fitzpatrick, who almost won his 4th golf tournament of the year this week, came in second, stress-free second place, has won 3 tournaments already this year, and has won a U.S. Open in the last 5 years as well. He's another guy who I'd really, really like to have on the card this week.
Can we get I honestly think they should have Jesus Christ.
Yeah, well, go back and watch the swing. If he's gonna So he throws it down, he's just practicing. And he takes a hack at it like he's trying to get it out. Look where it goes. Nowhere. It goes nowhere. So it's gonna be
They need to. I would like to install. I always like having these conversations with people.
This one's good. Watch this. Just barely misses the putt. Look where this thing goes.
Yeah, and the wind. I mean, the wind is going to affect the putting so bad too.
Look at this thing go.
Jesus.
Wait till you see where it ends up. They didn't take it all the way. They didn't show the whole thing. But yeah, it's going to be fun. Spieth almost hit a guy in the head. I saw that. Adam Scott. Shout outs to Adam Scott playing in his 100th straight major championship. Hasn't missed one in 25 years. How crazy is that? Good for him. He has played in every major championship since 2001. And he's won a couple of them. So good for him. He's got the prettiest golf swing I've ever seen. And basically that anybody's ever seen, other than maybe Freddie Couples. He's just got the golf swing.
But I would like to institute a new rule.
Okay.
I like doing this in any sport. I just like having these conversations. There should be somebody designated at each hole with a bat to knock the shit out of someone that screams obscenities during people's putting or their drives. All right. When Cauley is putting for the victory, and it's like a 2-foot putt or 3-foot putt, someone screams like, "Fitzpatrick, you suck."
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong? What's wrong with people? We're better than this.
Yeah. I mean, people at golf tournaments, they just want to hear themselves on TV. Even the guys that after the balls hit, they scream mashed potatoes. It's just like, dude, you're a fucking loser.
Yeah, medium rare. Like, you know what I like to hear? I like to hear the fucking sound of a skull getting crushed.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Say what you want, be supportive, but like doing that kind of stuff is just stupid.
What did Matthew Fitzpatrick do to you? Like, you're a moron.
He kicked our ass in the Ryder Cup is what he did.
Yeah, okay. And, he was better at golf than us for a weekend. Okay.
Yeah. That's all I have for golf. Those are the guys I have on my card. Like I said, Schauffele top 20 is a good play. I think Fleetwood top 10 is a good play. I think if all things come out that Koepka's healthy, I like him as a top 10 play as well. And then Wyndham Clark, who's a guy I do not like as a person, but has been playing really good golf, and he tends to play well in the U.S. Open as well. So those are the guys. And then, of course, Scheffler and Rory. The analytics guys online really, really like John Rahm this week, but I just haven't seen him play enough competitive golf in the majors for the last few years. I know his stats on LIV are insane, and he's clearly got the game and the talent to do it. He's a multiple-time major champion, but just I don't know. I'm not going to be betting on him just because I just haven't seen it. And if he goes out there and shoves it in my face, I'm more power to him. But
Sure.
He's dealing with a lot of off the course stuff right now too, with the LIV stuff and his contract and all that. So I don't know. I don't want to take a guy in the middle of.
Yeah, I don't know if we brought it up or not. Did we bring it up that like the LIV president or CEO, whatever it is, said that they're not going to be able to guarantee the last 3 or 4 tournaments of the year?
No, I didn't know that. I didn't hear that.
They're looking for funding, and it looks specifically the last 2 tournaments are really, really in jeopardy of just not happening. Which, if that were the case, I think that's probably about the nail in the coffin for.
Can they pay these contracts?
That's nobody knows. I'm sure John Rahm has been in a lot of conversations about this. So I don't really know. It's going to be a weird finish to the season for the LIV guys, and that's part of the reason I want to stay off of John Rahm. Bryson has missed the cut in both of the majors so far this year. I know he's kind of a U.S. Open guy, but I don't really know what's going on with him mentally, or what's going on with the state of the game either. So I don't know. We also have all this Phil Mickelson stuff that came out last week.
Whoa!
Apparently,
I did not hear about this.
Yeah,
he is no longer a member of his home course because he allegedly went too far. He made inappropriate contact with one of the females that works at the club. Apparently, he went out and started to play his round, and they went out and met him on the golf course and tell him to vacate the premises, and then he was kicked off. I don't want to speculate, but a guy Phil Mickelson's stature, you're not just going to kick him out of a club that he's been a member of for a long time for some sort of passing thing. I'm sure that's what he's been dealing with. He's been he hasn't played any competitive golf basically at all this year. I think he's been dealing with this and maybe potentially some health issues as well. So don't want to speculate, but probably not great stuff that Phil Mickelson did there. Right. So, he's had a little bit of a checkered couple of years, to say the least.
Yeah, to say the least.
Yeah, so he's man, what about how quickly the mighty have fallen since that I think it was 2021, the PGA, that he came back and won as the oldest major champion ever. And then since then he's just
where was that at? Do you remember?
That was at Kiowa. Where he played he purposely played like a 6-hour round of golf because he knew it was going to piss Koepka off. Yeah. Anyway, any other stuff that I missed? You guys
been watching any of the World Cup?
I watched the USA game, but other than that, no, I haven't watched any of it.
No, it sounds like we're going to win.
What's that?
I said no, but it sounds like we're going to win. Everyone's all pumped about the Portugal.
One thing left to do.
Let's put it in park again.
Hey, we beat Paraguay. Apparently, is the worst team in our group. So good for us. But
the thing that people are getting
beat the teams you're supposed to beat. Okay.
Yeah. the thing that people are really jacked about is we put 4 goals, and Paraguay apparently was like a really big defensive squad. I think they only gave up like a couple goals during their qualifying.
Yeah, but I mean, one of the goals was an own goal.
Yeah, good point.
The first goal. The first goal was
the first goal was own goal. But I watched the Spain Cape Verde game. Spain is one of the favorites, if not the favorite, to win the World Cup. And Cape Verde, I didn't know existed.
Cape Verde is a country?
Yep, it is off of the coast of Africa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How many countries are there in the world?
I don't know.
That's a serious question. I have no idea.
200-ish.
So it has a population of like 500,000.
And how often does it
There
change?
are 195 fully recognized countries, but there's different sovereignty things. There's it's weird. Like Bermuda and Greenland are technically not countries, but they have country codes. So, yeah.
It sounds like a Taco Bell sauce. Dusty would know this like the back of his hand.
I would if there was a Taco Bell in Ocean City.
Yeah, good
I
point.
want Taco Bell.
Yeah. So it has the population that's 1/5 of Connecticut. They are in the World Cup, I believe, for the first time. They tied, or they had a draw. Soccer lingo is different. They had a draw with Spain. This is the equivalent of a 16 beating a 1 seed. Instead with
country, guys.
Cape Verde. I didn't know it existed. They celebrated the people in Cape Verde celebrated the draw by hoisting goats. That I don't understand, but it's just funny watching a shitload of people start pumping goats in the air.
So
Peter's gonna be pissed.
So the country is 10 volcanic islands, so it's almost like Hawaii, but it's a country. That's really I've never heard of this country in my life.
100 years probably.
I've never heard of this country in my life. I wonder when they gained. Yeah, the independence from Portugal gained July 5th, 1975.
The video of the goats is pretty wild. You're like, what the fuck's going on here?
They have their own currency, CVE.
I think I know where I'm going to start sending my money. A lot of people go to Cayman Islands. I'm going to Cape Verde.
Cape Verde.
The TB, no C, and a Jack in the Box, dude. Give us a Wendy's, give us a Hardee's, give us some stuff. We need a Potbelly's down here. Oh my goodness!
Ooh, Potbelly's. I haven't heard Potbelly's in a minute.
I love Potbelly's. Every time I go back and stay with my buddy Rob in Columbia, he's got a Potbelly like right across the street from his house, and we go there a lot.
All right, Potbelly's or Jersey. Potbelly's or Jersey Mike's.
Jersey Mike's by a mile.
Jersey Mike's is better, but
what about
Potbelly has a special place in my heart.
Okay, and then all right, I'll go. Jesus, what is going on outside my house? Potbelly's or Firehouse Subs?
I've had
Firehouse.
I've had a lot more Potbelly in my life, but Firehouse is really good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. They're about dead even for me.
And they don't have Cape Verde sauce at either of these places or any of these places.
Okay, or a Cape Verde drink, apparently.
Remember back in the day? Before Wawa and before Jersey Mike's and Jimmy John's, and it was just Subway and Quiznos.
Yeah.
That's all it was. And I freaking love the chicken carbonara from Quiznos.
Quiznos. Is Quiznos still around?
There's one. Oh, I know there's one. I learned about it recently.
Okay.
You going to go there?
So one of our friends, and Dusty knows who it is, one of our friends' wives is from like a small town near Valparaiso, like in northwestern or northern Indiana. And her family owns, still to this day, a Quiznos there.
Wait.
She went there when she was back there, and I guess all like the family works there at some point when they're like because they've owned it for a while, so they always like a summer job or whatever. Well, she was back there and they got Quiznos. I'm like, there's still a Quiznos? Like, tell me where it's at.
So
go find it.
In 2007, there were 4,700-ish Quiznos locations. Now there are 140.
I'm actually surprised.
There's 140 in the U.S. I wonder what the closest Quiznos is. Quiznos near me. I'm going to type this in.
Like Alabama.
There's one in Hagerstown.
All right. All right. Get in the car.
I have to make a little bit of a trip here.
Hit the outlets and hit a Quiznos out in
Apparently,
Hagerstown.
there's still one in BWI.
Really? I haven't seen that.
I don't know. Maybe.
Okay.
Quiznos was my first toasted sub. Wow. Quiznos is gone here. Brooks, the closest one to you is Plainfield. Where's that?
Oh, that's not too far. That's closer to like the airport for you two.
It's not it's probably not something you'd travel to go get, but you know, it's
next time
the next time I pass one, I'm going to it. Even if I'm not hungry.
I remember when I went to pick up Brooks, when we went to Sean Foy's bachelor party a couple years ago, I went down through Virginia. Yeah. When you go down through Virginia, you pass, there's a Pizza Hut, and it's got it's an old school Pizza Hut with the red roof and everything like that. Yeah. And I was thinking about just stopping in there and getting a slice. You know how long it's been since I've had it's probably been at least 12 years since I've had a Pizza Hut pizza.
So there's a big article on like the old school Pizza Huts and how like they're starting to change them back into it because people want that more, like the salad.
I love that. They used to have a buffet. The Pizza Hut in my hometown had a buffet.
Yeah, we used to leave freaking Little League. We used to leave Little League at Havenwood with the team, and the team would go to Pizza Hut, and they'd give us some pies, and there was a salad bar.
Yeah,
there was a buffet.
Shout out Big Town. He knows Havenwood.
Yeah. Is Baja Fresh still a thing? There was a Baja Fresh in the town center, I believe.
Yeah, there's one up in Timonium too, but I don't know if I ever went there.
I don't know if it's still there. I love how we can go down a rabbit hole with these places. I mean, this is great.
Man. The Red Pizza Hut is coming back. I don't know about that. Cabot, Arkansas still have a buffet. Yeah.
Nice.
When we were in Gettysburg, we went to a Ruby Tuesday. That was the first time I've been to one of those in a long time.
Ruby Tuesday.
They got their own version of a triple dipper there now.
Really?
Yeah. It was good. We got it.
All right, boys. See you boys on Thursday.
Yeah, let's do a quick immaculate grid, and then we'll finish up here. I gotta go golf in about 30 minutes, but I got time for a quick immaculate grid real quick.
All righty.
And I'm gonna set the timer. 52.2 seconds is what we're trying to beat here, and we will get started as soon as I bring it up here. Present. All right. Red. Joe says Moe's or Chipotle. I've never been to a Moe's, so Chipotle.
Moe's. Only because the Chipotle next to me sucks ass.
I used to be diehard Moe's, but like something about the sauce at Chipotle, I just love it.
Yeah, I miss when Qdoba had their ancho chili barbecue sauce. Oh my god,
Qdoba is inferior in every way, and I don't want to hear about it.
Okay, fair enough. All right, sharing the screen. Let's go. Share and start. Teoscar played for both of these teams. Teoscar Hernandez. Greinke.
Mm-hmm.
If I can spell it, Greinke. 300 career home runs for the Dodgers. Eddie Murray. Cleveland, Jim Thome. Cleveland, KC is gross. Cleveland and Andres Jimenez. Here. Played left field for the Blue Jays. I don't know.
Joe Carter?
Joe Carter. That's a good one. Joe Carter had to play left field once. KC played left field. Alex Gordon, first guy that comes to mind.
Gordon,
played there forever. 300 home runs, played left field. Barry Bonds did that.
I believe he
Cleveland
did.
KC. Jordan Lyles. Carlos Santana.
Yeah.
He played for KC.
Stop. 103. Yes,
he still plays for Carlos. He still plays for the Royals, right?
He's played for every team in the league, it seems like. It looks like he's got a Diamondbacks hat on here, though. So I don't know if that means. But Greinke also has a Diamondbacks hat on. We got probably 1,700 homers on this bottom row here.
Yeah, that's a lot of homers.
Yeah, we got so many homers on that bottom row. All right. Well, all right, boys. The time there. All right. Yeah, I got to go to the golf course. I would say.
Let's Brian real quick.
What you got?
Who are the 4 presidents on Mount Rushmore?
George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, Roosevelt, and Thomas Jefferson.
Hell yeah, that's right.
Woo! Random trivia of the day. Yes.
I can't believe. Honestly, I would have struggled with Jefferson. I would have probably gotten there, but yeah, I don't know.
I just listened to a podcast about like right down the street from there, or like the same sculptor or whatever. They're trying to do a Mount Rushmore type thing for Sitting Bull, like the Indian legend guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
They have a documentary on him. I think that's who they're doing it. I think that's who they're trying to do. But they've been working on it for like 70 years, and they're like not even close to finished.
Oh my god!
Because it's like one guy and his son.
Huh. Interesting late news. John Tortorella not returning to the Vegas Golden Knights after having only coached like for 10 games and then going to the Cup. Also, PCA got picked off immediately after he hit for the cycle last night. Isn't that funny? All right, I got to go golf. You guys have a good one. I'm breaking up, going through a tunnel. I will see you guys. Love you.